spending $6,000 a month on marketing, sending direct mail,
Wow.
like literally mailing people. And I had cold callers in Egypt setting appointments for me, and I had a texting service. So I was spending $6K a month. I was up to $28K in marketing spend plus the $10K mastermind before I closed my first deal.
Yeah, do UGC at that point.
Yeah. And then I started off with UGC. You basically told me what to do, and it just, I started making money so quickly and got so busy so fast. I never even had the time to dig into TikTok Shop yet.
It's a grind, but you know, you have to do it. You have to eat shit. And if you have to eat shit for a couple months, you know, and you're still getting paid to learn, for hopping on. Super excited for this convo. This is actually super cool for me and for my channel and anybody watching, because up until this point, we've only ever done TikTok Shop, you know, video or you know, interviews with students.
Oh, nice. First UGC here.
This is the first UGC one, and UGC is such an interesting topic for a lot of affiliates. So I think this will be really cool for you to kind of just talk about. So awesome. Can you just give a little background? I think your story is super cool of what you were doing before you got into content and before you started doing UGC.
Yeah, so I spent the majority of my career in tech sales, most of that at Cisco, which if you don't know, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. I think it's like Fortune 60. And I had a really good career there, made a bunch of money. It was a chill job, but I knew I didn't want to work in corporate forever. So over the years, I'd always experimented with different side hustles. I had done copywriting to start, like in the pre-chat GPT days. I had
That's crazy, copywriting without AI.
Yeah, like it was
like actually writing stuff yourself.
Yeah, I had a book I remember, and it would be like the 6 human emotional hooks or something. And it was actually, most people probably know him for Jeremy Miner. He's a really popular sales coach now. But I was just writing ads all day basically as a side hustle while I was doing my sales job.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I had a YouTube travel vlogging channel, but I just wasn't able to make enough money with online stuff at first, because I was, you know, making a lot of money at my corporate sales job, over $250K a year. So it's really hard to replace that.
Yeah.
So eventually I got into real estate, because I was like, oh, I see people making money with real estate. So what I did, I started wholesaling real estate. That's another common side hustle that people hear about.
Yep.
And so I had enough success with that, started doing 10 to 20K months. So I was.
That's crazy, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, because I tried wholesaling and I was probably a little bit late, but I got cooked.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, just for some comparison about how hard other side hustles are. So it took me, I grinded for wholesaling for 5 months. First, I paid 10K to join a mastermind. Then I grinded for 5 months before closing my first deal. And with wholesaling, you have to spend money to do it. So I was spending $6,000 a month on marketing, sending direct mail, like literally mailing people. And I had cold callers in Egypt setting appointments for me, and I had a texting service. So I was spending $6K a month. I was up to $28K in marketing spend plus the $10K mastermind before I closed my first deal.
Yeah, bro, just do UGC at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, and I obviously didn't know what UGC was at that point, because that was 2024.
That's crazy. Okay. And then, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, but so in that real estate mastermind, I ended up meeting a real estate investor who owned hostels out in Hawaii. And throughout my 20s, I'd traveled all over the world, just like hostel hopping on almost every continent, just as something fun that I like to do. So that guy basically offered me the opportunity to be the head of marketing for his chain of hostels. And we were going to attempt to expand them over the US. I would get ownership in the buildings. So I still got to be a real estate investor while doing what I loved, which is like marketing and also helping to grow a hostel company. So I ended up, when I quit my corporate job at the end of 2024 to do that, I worked with the hostel company for the next year and a half. I gave up my nice $4,000 a month apartment in Chicago, lived out of a suitcase for a year and a half. Yeah, bouncing around. And ultimately, the business, it was a really good experience. I learned so much. We had a lot of really tough moments with that company where it like really made me dig deep and like I got my I got beat up in entrepreneurship, basically.
Yeah.
Took the licks that you have to go through. And, ultimately we realized that business plan wasn't going to work like we had thought it originally was. Yeah, it was a great experience at that company. I learned so much, but eventually we realized the business plan wasn't going to work out. So I had to start looking for something new. And like I had heard of UGC before because I was the head marketing for the hostel company. So I was hiring influencers. We had on-site content creators. And what UGC was to me was like travel UGC. So people going to an Airbnb and like reviewing it and getting paid. But I knew that these people didn't really make hardly any money. Like you would get a free stay, but that's it. So that's all I knew about UGC. And then I actually joined another community about UGC last December, but it wasn't like fully, they didn't really describe it very well. I didn't really get it. Yeah. Like it was $1,000. I bought it off a webinar. And it was like making a slideshow for an AI product. And I didn't really understand. So I was busy with other stuff. I didn't fully dig in. Then the situation got even worse with the startup I was at. And I was like, all right, this is over. Like I got to find something else. So I really started looking for new stuff. I researched TikTok Shop for like 6 weeks probably. But I'd heard things like, oh, it can take a while to make money, this, that. So I was like, and then I stumbled across you and Owen, and I saw that you guys had a community that was UGC and TikTok Shop. So I was like, I think I should do this one because I can learn how to do both. And then I started off with UGC. You basically told me what to do. And I started making money so quickly and got so busy so fast. I never even had the time to dig into TikTok Shop yet.
Yeah. So let's break down like what we'll obviously go into detail, but like, let's break down a little bit of like what it's been like since you started. Because when we first started, the plan was like, all right, let's just like land some deals and then like we'll get the ball rolling with Shop. And then you just absolutely ripped with UGC. I have some theories on why I think you did really well. Yeah. I think a problem with content is it's a very beginner. There's a very low level, low barrier to entry. So people have not experienced business or entrepreneurship before they've done content. So they take on a deal and they're like, this is so hard. The perspective of what hard is just like completely skewed because they've never actually been shit on like you have been at a startup and working in, at super tough companies. So I think that's helped you a ton. Yeah. But talk about the first couple months, like what's it been like so far with UGC? Yeah. So you basically told me what to do to start getting jobs. So I did that. And I documented this all on my Instagram page, like in real time, by the way. We'll put it down below for people to go check out. Yeah. And so at this time, I was basically making no money, right? I have a lot of money saved up. So I'm not worried about going broke, but I'm making hardly any money. I'm spending more than I'm making each month. So I'm living in this like really crappy Airbnb in Austin, Texas. I had been traveling around and I just came here because it's warm, walkable. And I was in this, really crappy Airbnb. I remember that, the onboarding call. Yeah, literally. And so I started applying for these UGC jobs. And on day 4, I got like 2 yeses. And it was $300 a month base pay for posting every day, which now sounds crazy, like low. But like at the time, I was like, oh my God, dude, $300 a month. And then I got another one that was like $300. And then the 4th day, it was either the 4th or the 5th day, I got like 5 offers. And I was up to $2,100 a month in recurring revenue. And that's why I was like, oh my God, dude. In your first like 5 days. Yeah, literally. That's crazy. Yeah. And now that doesn't mean I got paid out on that money because what a lot of UGC creators say is they'll be like, I made $5K my first 2 weeks. What I always clarify is no, you don't make the money until you get paid. So you have to put in a lot of work up front before you start getting paid. And this is all relative, right? Like remember with wholesaling, when I said I grinded for 5 months while making no money and spending money, a long time in UGC is grinding for 60 days. Yeah, bro. Isn't that crazy? That is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Yeah. But it's gonna feel like at first, like because I was still working my job, and now I put in my notice to leave my job literally 2 Fridays after I joined Content Economy. That's how confident I knew it was gonna work. Like literally 2 Fridays after I put in the notice. But yeah, the first month, I mean, I was working from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Doing my job in between, but
but doing this, and I ended the month with a little over $2,000 in my bank account, which if you think about it, isn't good, right? Now, my second month, I ended with $7,500 in my bank account. And that's the second month, $7,500 earned. That's would replace a lot of people's job. And like, you can survive on $7K a month. And that was month 2. But I mean, I was just so hopped up on adrenaline. Like, I would like wake up at 5 a.m. every day, just start working, figuring out how to manage all these deals. Cause when you take on like 7, 8 organic campaigns at once, it is brutal. Like,
yeah. It's a grind, but you have to do it. You have to eat shit. You have to eat shit for a couple months, and you're still getting paid to learn. And it's not like you came in with a ton of content experience. So like for anybody coming in without a bunch of experience, like, why do you deserve to get paid more than whatever these deals are paying you?
Yeah,
You've never done it before, So like, yeah, 7,500 second month. Talk about this month. You were grinding your butt off.
Yeah. I mean, I have been I'm like 4 months in now, and yeah, I've pretty much been working all the time, but it's fun though. I mean, it's not always fun, of course. Like, there's definitely days where I'm like, I don't want to film stuff, but it's like, what else is tough? Going to your job and doing something you don't like, and knowing that there's absolutely no upside at all. And most people only have a salaried job anyways. So it's not even like you have a sales job where you can go and work extra hard and make extra money. So yeah, it can be hard sometimes, but it's a different kind of hard though, because this is the hard where you have to figure it out on your own, and there's not anyone telling you have to do it, right? There's people who are telling you what to do, but it's like when you have a job, it's not hard in the sense that you have to do, like, you have to do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard in the sense of you're doing something you don't like. You see no light at the end of the tunnel to being at a daily grind, especially if you have to go to an on-site work.
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to working from home. Like, that sounds way harder to me than anything else.
I think that's most people's fall off. I mean, you've started at a very similar time to a lot of other people who have started, and you've absolutely blown them out of the water. And one, I think your perception of what hard is different. So I think it's very helpful. But 2, you're just extremely disciplined. You document the entire thing online. Maybe that helps with discipline. Maybe you feel like you have to do it because you've been doing it every single day. So you have to I don't know, but I think you're a disciplined person anyways. We're not looking over your shoulders being like, hey, Brandon, you have these campaigns you need to be posting for. Make sure you're posting. If you don't do it, you're just not going to get paid. Would you say you see that's a big fall off of a lot of creators, that like you've seen a lot of creators at the same time starting as you? Like, what would you say is the biggest fall off, I guess, for most creators, not being able to do what you're doing?
Yeah, I would say it is the discipline, but it's also, for me, it's not just the fact that I have discipline. It's that I had no other choice. I was what you could say is rock bottom. I had quit a $300K a year job to do what I thought was a dream job that ended up not working out. I wasn't going to go back to a job. I literally had no choice. I don't have a job to fall back on. I don't have, like, because that was not even an option. Like, there was never a point where I was like, oh, I'm going to go get another job again. Like, I had to figure something out because I wanted it that badly to make money on my own. So it's
you can tell you definitely move with that type of energy. Like, you definitely move with the type of energy that, like, this is going to happen and I'm going to brute force my way to making this work no matter what,
Yeah. And so I say there's really like 2 types of motivation. There's like push motivation and pull motivation. Push is like running away from something bad. And for me, that was running away from the feeling of not having money, realizing that I failed at my first attempt at quote unquote getting out of my job, and like running away from all those negative feelings of not having money, not knowing what I was going to do. It was also embarrassing because on my main Instagram, I had documented the whole journey of quitting my job and starting this new venture. Wow. And it in front of all my friends and everything, like on my Instagram that all my friends follow. And it all came, and I would like talk crap about people with jobs. I was like, I quit my job. I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm gonna make all this money, owning this, owning that. And then it all came crashing down, basically. And I was like, wow. Dang,
well, I think it's worked out for the, but you could have, I think it's just, you're the type of person that you're going to make something work, because there could be 2 types of people in that situation. One could just completely crumble and you were just, yeah, like no shot. Like, watch, I'm going to make something. Something is going to work, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost a choice because I think so. I think people are genuine. Like, so you see this all the time. Like, you guys should follow Brandon. I'll put his Instagram down there. If you guys are trying to get into content, you don't want to talk to me, ask him questions. He'll be brutally honest with you. I think people are genuinely addicted to excuses. Like, they just don't want it to work almost. They're just more comfortable not doing the thing. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Do you see this a lot within content? Like, people just complain, bro.
Yeah, they do. And it goes back to what you said about not having to go through hard things, which, like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're listening to this, let this be your first hard thing. Because like for me, there were other things. At the very beginning of my career, I had worked in startups because I always wanted to build a company before I got to Cisco. And I quit my first company because it sucked. And then the second company I was working at, and this is back in the day when people were like, 2017, they were like, don't quit your job. Like, you can't job hop. You'll never get a job again. There wasn't make money online. You got a job. And the company at the startup I was working for, they kind of like finessed us, and they were moving to New York. And like, I wanted to stay in Raleigh where I was living. And like, I didn't see a future with the company. So I basically was having to quit my second job within like a year out of college. And I was like, dude, my life is freaking over. Like, I'm never gonna figure anything out. And then I ended up getting the job at Cisco into this extremely exclusive program. And, you know, that was like the first example for me of like making it through like a really tough time. And the other one was like with wholesaling real estate. Like, I was like, you know, this was 7 years later, but I really looked at that as like my last shot to escape corporate America. Because I was 29. I was like, dude, if I don't make something happen now,
I'm cooked.
The game is over. I've tried so many things. And then I was, you know, 40 grand in the hole. I was grinding, but like, I just couldn't close a deal. And then I finally did it. And then once I kind of broke that dam open, then it was like deal after deal after deal. And that's kind of how it is with UGC too. Like with real estate, for example, it's so difficult to get started because once you start succeeding, like let's say you start succeeding, then with real estate, you get a project, then you start to know contractors, then you can have a relationship with them, then you get deals on contracting services, so your prices are lower, so you can offer more on properties. Then when you can offer more realtors want to work with you because you're more likely to win the deal and get them paid. Then you start winning more deals, then you start getting loans from lenders. Then the lenders start giving you better deals so you can bid even higher. And it's just like this cyclone of being able to have more and more advantage, so where you can just crush the little guys every single time. And like the little guys have to absolutely brute force their way through. That's like when you're starting with UGC,
same thing.
You're not in any discords. Nobody knows you to give you good deals. Cause like with UGC now, I get hit up every single day for exclusive deals where people are like, we need the best creators and we're going to give you the best deals. And I can name my prices. Like, so everything just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking. But if you get,
what would you say the main thing that's got you to that point as a UGC creator? Like, now you're basically not doing deals that you have to do a post a day, right?
Yeah.
You're getting much higher paying deals. It's your pricing. What are a few things that got you to that point that a creator could like take from this and start working on? What would you say?
Building relationships within communities, particularly with either the owners of Discord groups, the owners of like tribe agencies, the owners of communities like Content Economy, you have, or people who are hiring for roles. Like, if you know, a lot of these UGC coaches and campaign managers, they're managing multiple campaigns. Yeah. So if you can just do good on one campaign, you don't even have to do good. If you just post every day and like do decent and like you fulfill your obligations that you signed on to do, which was posting every day, like you'll get put onto more and more deals, and you'll quickly realize that there's deals you're never going to see on platforms.
Would you say it's funny because with TikTok Shop, content is so important. It's like the only thing that really matters is how good of a creator you are. With UGC, it's a little bit more like the bar is set up pretty low, and obviously to a certain extent, and controllables are really important. like showing up, communicating.
Yeah.
You know, like what would you say are a few things that are extremely important to set yourself apart as a UGC creator?
I would
Things
say,
you just mentioned.
yeah, well, answering quickly, getting your account set up quickly. Like when you get hired on for a campaign, you have to go through the process of creating an account, warming it up. Do that right away. Respond to messages same day. You know,
Crazy. Like if you can't do that, you just probably stop watching this video. You know.
No. I was talking to the owner of an agency in content economy, and I asked him right when I was starting. And I was like, what's like the percentage of creators who sign on for a campaign and make 30 posts in 30 days like they agreed to? And he said 20%.
Guys, that's crazy.
Yeah. So if you don't know, in UGC, basically in tech UGC, which is the quickest and easiest way to get started, you essentially start with a month-long contract where you have to post every day. And the initial contract is for 30 days. And like, I just assumed everyone was like, you post every day. Yeah. Like, I was like, dang, this is kind of hard because doing it for like 7 companies at once. But it's like, I was never like,
I'm not going to do it.
I figured you couldn't miss. Like, I didn't think you were not allowed to post. And then I started talking to people that own agencies, and they were like, yeah, like the fact that you post every day is like, it's probably why they like you so much. And I was like, what do you mean? What?
The fact that I do the bare minimum?
Yeah. I'm like, what do other people do? And they were like, nah, 20% of people will finish the campaign and post every day.
Well, so there it is. You know, starting with UGC, if you have time, it's not easy. Like maybe that's the problem. Maybe people are coming into it hearing people say like, oh, you could just whatever. Like it's not easy.
Yeah.
So like if you come into it, you're a grinder, you're willing to work. You don't have to be the best creator. Of course, like your content, you need to work on your content. But if you show up, do the bare minimum, communicate, would you say with those skills, you know, within a few months, getting to 5 to 10K is like very, very doable?
Yeah, absolutely. 5 to 10K within 6 months is extremely reasonable. Now you'll see that I'm doing a lot more than that because I had a lot of skills coming into it.
I agree.
I quit my job immediately, so I went all in, you know, and I'm a hard worker. So that's why you can see, I mean, I'm in my 4th month now. I'm in my third.
Talk about the next. You only talked about your first 2 months, so now talk about your next 2. Like what?
Yeah. So my 3rd full month, I ended at 8,600. And again, that's
like so crazy. That's still so crazy. Like these numbers are just thrown around. Like, oh, I hit 50K. But like, guys, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I want to. This is money that gets into my bank account. So with UGC, you're often not paid for 30 to 45 days after you get under contract for a deal. So really, my 3rd month was the work I put in for my 2nd month.
Got it.
And then my 3rd month, which is like where things really started rolling, is going to be now this 4th month. And I should end up around like 13 to 14K like in my bank account.
That's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
That is so. Where's your head at now? Like in my mind, we're only how many months in?
No, I'm in the middle of my 4th month. They're at the beginning
middle of the 4th month. So in my mind, in the next 4 months, like we're about to get going with Shop. We'll hop on another video or another, you know, YouTube video and talk about how Shop added on has been like insane. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest next lever you're pulling. But like even without thinking about scaling to like 50K plus per month, like how does it feel that it actually worked? Is it like, you're doing the thing?
Yeah, exactly. And it's awesome. It's such a good feeling, even though, you know, it's kind of funny, just like a lot of people, my mind instinctively goes to, oh, only 10K a month. Like you can't help but feel that feeling. And like, you know, whenever I hear people say like, oh, I made 30K a month, but like, yeah, it's chill, it's whatever. I'm like, dude, be happy, just be happy. That's good. But it's natural. I'm like, because my life expenses are a lot. Like I spend 8 to 10K a month. So when I'm only making 8 to 10K a month, and also that's not a crazy life. Like I know in UGC world, a lot of people are earlier on in their life and they're like, dude, that's so much.
8 to 10K, I would say 8 to 10K is pretty average for like most.
Yeah. Spend.
Yeah.
So, you know, but just I would say what I'm most proud of is that I made it out. Like, dude, it was kind of funny when I was quitting my job at Cisco, like Cisco had become so easy for me. I was working like 15 to 20 hours a week. And in my last year,
crazy.
Yeah. And in my last year, I made 305,000 just from Cisco. I also made 60 something K from wholesaling real estate. I was working like, but I don't know. I know it sounds like out of touch to say it, but like at this, I was like, dude, this is too easy. Like I'm not struggling at all with Cisco anymore. Like I knew that I was riding the coattails of a big company, and I knew it like wasn't my own efforts at that point. So it's like weird. It was a weird, weird feeling. And I was like, dude, I need to go through something hard again to actually feel like I deserve success and deserve money. And I want to know it was all because of me. So originally I thought I was going to be doing that other business. But the fact that was so hard, and like I survived so much challenges with that, and just like kept going, and in my head knew I was never going to stop, even though I did have doubts for a while. Cause like I've seen, I've had buddies who make a lot of money online, and I'm like, man, why can't I figure anything out? Like I've been trying to make money online for so long, but I've never had anything that like hit like crazy. Like I've had success with copywriting and wholesaling, but nothing that hit like crazy. And I was like, why can't I do it? Like, why can these other people do it? And then in my head, I'd be like, dude, what if like Cisco was my break? Cause like, cause like my own brain forgets that like, oh yeah, another part of my life was making over 300K a year at a corporate job in my 20s, working 20 hours a week. Like that's sounds
like the dream.
Yeah. That's an accomplishment in and of itself that I kind of forget about, because I always saw myself as like someone who could build a business or like be an entrepreneur, travel around. But I was like, dang, dude, what if that was my break that the universe gave me and I just left it?
Yeah.
And I didn't ever want to go back. So that's why also the motivation with UGC is this is like the first thing that I've got into after years of trying to make money online, where it's like hit super hard and it's just like endless. Like I remember, dude, even 6 months ago, I'm like, I'd watch Instagram reels, and it's like, dude, I just can't wait for the day like I find something that just like hits so hard and is like,
now you're the guy that people are like, you're building your personal brand and people are asking you how you did it.
Yeah.
In 4 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is great. One thing I want to go back to what you said that I think a lot of people could take away from this. You stopped doing something because it was too easy, and you intentionally wanted to inflict some type of like pain in your life.
Yeah.
I think that is such an amazing trait. I find myself doing the same thing. I'll like get in repetitive tasks. Making money becomes like, this sounds out of touch, but like, I don't feel like I'm earning this. This feels like a little bit easy. I want to do something extremely hard. If that's your goal, just do this. Like if you go into it thinking I want to do something extremely hard and you do this, you'll crush. If you go into it thinking like, I just want to do something to make a little bit of like, well, it's fine. If you want to make extra money, cool. But like if you really want to crush and you're like, I'm just going to do whatever the hell it takes, and I know it's going to be extremely hard. Maybe it won't be as hard as you think, but I think going into it with that perspective could be a reason, that you're absolutely crushing it. You're like, I'm just ready to do whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, that is the thing. If you go into it assuming it's going to be easy, you're going to treat it like it's going to be easy. And then you're going to realize there actually is hard aspects to it. Like I was hoping someone else would do it in person, and I was like, oh, dang, this is a lot. Like, to get up and started. And then that's the ironic thing. The people who just want some quick, easy side cash are never going to. You
can't think of it like that.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. It has to be. It's a skill, man. If you can think of it as like building a skill and I'm willing to do the work, the money is a byproduct. Like the money you're making is a byproduct of you working your ass off the past 3 months, every single day. So where's your head at now? You're coming up 13K a month.
That's what I think I'll make. That's what I'm projected to make this month. Yeah.
Okay. Where's your head at? I know we're talking about adding on shop. That's probably like a next level we're going to pull together. I think with the skills you've built through doing UGC, I think it'll be a great transition. Are there any goals you have in mind for the end of the year, or do you not really think about monetary goals?
So I do have some monetary goals, although I'm not as strict on them as some people say that they are. And I'll explain that. Like, I feel like now that I'm out of like survival mode, and I know I can make like pretty chilly, I can make 10K a month going forward. Like
That's crazy.
Like I'm trying to find deals where I can enjoy them more. So I'm doing a lot of like paid ad campaigns where I get paid like 100 per submission plus commission, 50 per submission plus commission, 40 plus commission. So like those are like higher leverage campaigns. I like the lifestyle better because I don't have to post every day like for Canvas UGC jobs.
Yeah.
So I'm finding campaigns that I like. Just breathing a little, like I just like I'm gonna enjoy it some. I just moved to Austin. I've been in my room for like 3 months in a row. So
you deserve a walk or a pool.
Exactly. Like I'm not like in this, because with UGC you could work 16 hours a day and just continually make more money. It's the weird thing, because like anytime I'm not working, I'm turning down money. There's not many other things that give you the opportunity to do that.
That's what I try to tell people. I'm like, dude, do you have time? They're like, yeah, but I don't know if it's gonna work for me. I'm like, dude, if you have time to take on deals, you can make money. Like you can, most people's problem is just bandwidth. I get it. If you literally have like an hour a day because you're working 60 hours a week, you're a corporate job, like, okay, that's a little bit difficult, right? But if you're like 20 years old, you're working part-time, like, dude, you're the bottleneck.
Yeah.
If you can take on deals, just sleep less, like,
yeah. Literally. So,
okay. So yeah, I agree with you. Sorry to cut you off, but I agree.
Finding campaigns I like, being able to do, higher leverage campaigns where I can earn commission on. And then, just kind of, shop, see where it takes me. I'm not like in a mad dash, because, and I know like I'm going to hit 20K a month sometime within the next few months, but like, it's like, oh, if I have to like stay in on weekends and not hang out with anyone to make 20K in 5 months as opposed to making it in 7 months, then I'll just do it in 7 months.
Yeah, you're getting a little soft now. You don't have to say killer.
Yeah.
Like first it was like do or die, and now you're like, all right, let me.
Yeah.
I think it ebbs and flows. You'll probably go through another season where like now you're like, let me breathe for a little. Yeah. And then you'll go through a season where you're just like complete killer again. You're like, what am I doing? Let me get to 50K a month, and you'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm still grinding. But yeah, I'm feeling like I kind of want to let it breathe a little bit, see where I can do higher leverage activities basically. Because right now I'm still working with like 30 companies a month, which is a lot. So I also want to get to the point where maybe I can just find a few companies and just really, go hard with them. But then I will give income goals just so we can do it. For me, if like 20K is still pretty normal to me. I made 20K a month for 4 years in a row. So that's like, all right, pretty normal. I think
that cool.
Not that cool. Yes. Like 30K a month to me, I've done 30K months in my job, but like 30K a month, I feel like is above and beyond. Like that's really good. I'd be like, all right, this is dope. Because even at 20K a month after taxes and my life, I'm not saving
not that much money.
But like at 30K a month, I can live my life, save and invest like almost 10K a month and do that. And then for me, like a crazy number would be like 50K. Like if I did like a 50K month, which would be like a cool goal for the end of the year, I would be like, damn, that's crazy.
Bro, really, like that's doing what you're doing right now and then getting a couple shot videos to pop off. You can do it, Yeah. Just like you have to just like higher leverage things. Like I don't need to work more to get there. I need to just like get a couple videos on Tribe and Shop to rip, And exactly. That's sick. Well, let's do it. I think that's a fun goal. Let's hit 50K end of year and then hop back on and say we did it. What would you say, someone watching this, if you could give like one or two things, maybe just leave them with one thing that you wish you knew that maybe was like a misunderstanding getting into this that could have helped you more? Or it doesn't have to be that exactly, just one piece of advice.
Because I would say when people say if you could go back and do it again, what would you do differently? I would say absolutely nothing. I would say I think I played this completely perfectly. Go super hard with Tech UGC to start off. Tech UGC is how you can make money, the most money quick. Some people they're just stuck on commission gigs and stuff like that. And it's going to take a lot longer to make money. So start with Tech UGC, take on as many campaigns as you possibly can, learn what you like and what you don't like, network with the people on those campaigns. And then I guarantee within that's like your first 30 days. And then your second 30 days are going to be taking higher paying gigs, figuring out like what kind of campaigns you like working on, and then potentially start sprinkling in. Once you hit like 3 to 5K, which for most people I think is their goal to start, then start sprinkling in like commission products and stuff like that. So yeah, the tactical advice would be go as hard as you can on Tech UGC base pay retainer campaigns to start, and then leverage commission campaigns higher on. And mindset wise, I would just say, do you realize this is like the opportunity of a lifetime? As someone who has seen a lot of things come and go in online money, there's very few things where you can start a hustle without spending too much money on the business. Really none if you don't want to. And you know, get up to being able to be financially out of your job within a few months. So like treat it seriously. Go as hard as you can, and it really doesn't take that long for you to change your whole life. Because like I was saying, I had no idea what I was going to do. 30 years old, no apartment, job falling apart, basically no income. And again,
you flipped that around in 4 months, bro.
Yeah, literally. So
would you? Yeah. You said there's not many things like it. I don't think there's anything like it. I genuinely want someone to try to name one thing in the online space right now that you could do this.
Yeah. And the thing is like, it's not like the only thing that's ever been like this. Like the thing that's unique about UGC is that it's happening right now. Like the people who first got into drop shipping made a ton of money. The people who first got into NFTs and cryptos made a lot of money. The first people that got into wholesaling made a lot of money, but all of those things, they play out over the life cycle and become worse and not as good.
Yep.
So it's not, UGC is not unique in the sense that it's a good it's the best money-making opportunity ever. It's just the fact that like it currently is in this current moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. Would you say this is risky?
No, it's there's literally no risk to it except wasting your time. But like literally, I mean, I know other people who've done businesses like land people. I know people who've done land flipping, and they put 40 grand on their credit card before they started making money. I know people there. Another thing is like buying businesses, dude.
Yep.
Dude, people are doing way riskier things to try to make money. Where even real estate, you can end your life can end up so much worse because of you trying to make money with real estate. With UGC, your life can't get any worse. Like the worst.
What would you say worst case scenario is? You just learn a little bit of the content. You know, like what's worst case?
Worst case, for most people, probably that your friends see your videos and they pick on you.
Yeah.
And you feel embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like, and then what?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you made money, and now you're like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
No. It's not embarrassing if you do it and you make money. What's embarrassing is if you do it, all your friends find out, and then you quit, and then you don't make money, and then they're like, "Yeah, that's the guy who tried to be an influencer and couldn't make it. He's fucking."
So you just have to do it and stick with it, and then it's not embarrassing. If you do it and quit, then it's embarrassing. So you're in complete control, basically.
Yeah, literally.
This was sick. Brandon, where can they find your stuff? Where are you documenting most of your stuff?
Yeah, so on Instagram, my handle is brandoncollabs.ugc.
We'll put that down below. How about that? Is that the main place? Is Instagram best?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much. I'm excited for these next, few months, see what happens at the end of the year. And honestly, like just the start has been really cool to see from I remember the first call we hopped on. You're like, I mean, I haven't really done much content, but you sent me a few videos you've made before, and then to now, like you're becoming like the guy in the UGC space, which is crazy, bro. So props to you. It's been awesome to see, and I'm excited for the future. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to fill out down below, there will be a Typeform application to work with Content Economy. So feel free to fill that out, and someone on the team will reach out. Like I said, Brandon's stuff will be down below. Subscribe. We post stuff like this all the time. And thanks for watching.